Success, Epsom Derby success in 8 years, and today he's trying to win the French Derby, the Prix du Jockey Club, for the third successive year, following a cert in 82 and Caerleon last year. His runners today are Seismic Wave, trained at Lambourne by Barry Hills, and Sadlers Werld, who's trained at Ballydoyle by Vincent O'Brien, the recent winner of the Early Coolmore Irish 2000 Guineas.
Prix are coming on the near side, Rousselon with Fiery Celt, but it's Sadlers Werld in the lead as they race inside the final furlong. Sadlers Werld, Prix and Secreto as they race towards the finish. Sadlers Werld with Prix on the inside and going to the line. It's Sadlers Werld from Prix, then Secreto.
And in fact, El Gran Señor is the only horse ever to have beaten Sadlers Werld. Well, two men stand in the path of Robert Sangster today. They are Lester Piggott on the left, who's riding Darshaan, and Lester bidding to achieve what has never been done before, to win the French and English derbies on the same horse. And Yves Saint Martin on the right, bidding for his 7th French derby today and riding the Aga Khan's favourite Darshaan. Well, in all, there are 4 British challengers and 2 Irish and a field of 17. The non-runner is Extol. Here is the list of runners and riders. They're headed by number 1, Rainbow Quest, representing Britain, but ridden by the French jockey Alain Lacour. 2 is the favourite Darshaan, ridden by Yves Saint Martin. 4, Head for Heights, representing Britain, ridden by Willie Carson. 5 is Bob Back, also British, ridden by Bruce Raymond. 6 is Shirkin, ridden by Joe Mercer. 7, Long Mick, Gary Moore. 8, Lester Piggott's mount, Darshaan. 9 is Majuscule, ridden by Cash Asmussen. 10, another Irish challenger, Congress Palace, ridden by Christy Roach. 11, Vieux Boucau, ridden by Dominic Lornichak. 12 is Wolfskin, ridden by Gerard de Broek. 13 is Sadlers Werld, ridden by Pat Edry. And 14, the other Sangster challenger, Seismic Wave, ridden by Steve Cawthon. 15 is Carrier Law, ridden by Alfred Gibert. 16, Truculent Freddie Head. 17, Altdorfer, ridden by Eric Legree. And 18, his stable companion, the number 1, Sombreval, in the Wildenstein colours, ridden by Walter Swinburne. Well, predictably, it's the Aga Khan's Darshaan, who's the clear favourite at 6-4. Then it's 7-2 Darshaan from 5-1. Coupled in the Pari Mutuel betting at 13-2 are Sadlers Werld and Seismic Wave. Then it's 17-2 Carrier Law and Wolfskin. 10-1 Altdorfer and Sombreval. 14-1 Majuscule. 16-1 Truculent. 20-1 Head for Heights, I'm out of Willie Carson. 25-1 Long Mick, Rainbow Quest and Vieux Boucau. And 33-1 Bar. The weather in France, well, as you know, has been raining. The going 3.8, good to soft, that's holding ground, as we join our commentator at Chantilly, Peter O'Sullivan.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Chantilly in this glacial cold, where I'm addressing you from the rooftop here, looking down at the field, milling round behind the stalls, the 17 runners for this Prix du Jockey Club. The day having started well for the English visitors when Lester Piggott, riding a stable companion of his current partner Darshaan, what called Let Us Alone, won the Prix du Chateau at odds incidentally of just over 5-1. She's a filly trained by Maurice Zilbert, and Maurice says her next target will be the Irish Oaks. And the betting at the moment, Rainbow Quest 22-1, Darshaan the 2-1 favourite, Head for Heights 18-1, Bob Back 30-1, Shirkin 28-1, Long Mick 25-1, and Darshaan, Lester's partner, 6-1. Darshaan, the Aga Khan's horse, the very clear favourite. He was beaten incidentally, the Aga, in the previous race with Yash Gun. Kalim for England was 3rd, also carrying the Aga's colours. The race won very easily indeed by Mendez, won very impressively. There was also no great success for the English visitors in the previous race, and I'll tell you about that in a moment, but let's just go through this betting. Majuscule 14-1, Congress Palace 60-1, that's David O'Brien of course, Vieux Boucau 23-1, Wolfskin 17-1, Sadlers Werld 7-1, Seismic Wave 56-1, Carrier Law 13-1, Truculent 15-1, Altdorfer 23-1, and Sombreval, his stable companion, 11-1. And as I was just about to tell you, Sea Ballet finished 3rd in the Prix du Royaumont, ridden by Willie Carson, but the principals here were both locals. Odyssey won it from Une Folie in a photo with Sea Ballet a length and a half away. Lester looked as though he was going to take a prominent part on Celtic Assembly, about a furlong and a half out but she faded in the vital stages. And now several of them already installed. They come under starters orders here actually before they're fully installed. There's just a reminder that Extol is a non-runner, leaving 17 runners, and as a matter of interest, of the 25 national papers, 19 nominate Darshaan as their number one selection, 4 go for Daha, and 2 for Ireland's Sadlers Wells. And Sadlers Wells carrying, obviously, Robert Sangster's first colours, the second colours being carried by Seismic Wave. Barry Hills wanted to put a distinguishing yellow cap on Seismic Wave, but the stewards wouldn't have any of it because here they go for sashes, which is rather an antiquated method of distinguishing between runners. So if you happen to spot a yellow sash on the Sangster colours, that is Seismic Wave. Otherwise the colours absolutely identical. Similar with the Wildenstein runners, Altdorfer and Sombreval. Altdorfer carries a sash. And now the majority installed. I see Carolor in the Volterra colours to go. Long Mick has got to go. Also Seismic Wave. Darshaan the favourites to go. So has Rainbow Quest. Rainbow Quest, as was feared, got a little stirred up in the preliminaries. And he's clearly very much on his toes, rather in contrast to Sadlers Wells, who's Vincent O'Brien's travelling head lad. Jerry Gallagher having told me just before I came up to the commentary point that he's an amazingly relaxed horse. This Jerry had to wake him up. He was lying full length in his box, sound asleep when he went to collect him to come racing. Well, very few to go now. Darshaan is to go, Carolor is to go, and Rainbow Quest. Just these 3. The others waiting patiently down at the 9.5 start. The going here described as holding and confirmed by Lester Pickett as definitely very much on the soft side. He said it will take some getting this 1.5 miles this afternoon. Sitting very relaxed, just standing up in his arms. Lester on Daha, drawn 5. And they number here from the inside rail out, so on the wide outside is Rainbow Quest, who's installed. They're all installed. This looks like it, and they're running. They're running, and Altdorfer is one of the first to show. Altdorfer going on from Long Mick, head for heights over on the far side. Seismic Wave is well up with them. So is Sadlers Wells at this stage as well. But it's Altdorfer who's gone clear from Sadlers Wells and Seismic Wave and Long Mick. Then comes Magic School on the inside. Over on the far side is head for heights with up with him Rainbow Quest. And as they settle down, Altdorfer well clear, being pushed along by Eric Legrix from Measure School on the inside of Sadlers Wells. Behind Sadlers Wells comes Seismic Wave, and then on the inside Shirkin, Joe Mercer. Behind Shirkin is Daha, Lester Pickett, then towards his outside Bob Beck, then Diabuco. Long Mick has lost his place, and the pack marker at the moment is Bullskin in the Rothschild colours, and now Measure School has taken it up. Measure School as they race past the racecourse stables over on the far side. From on his outside, Altdorfer, then comes Sadlers Wells, and then Shirkin. Just in behind Shirkin is Daha, improving on the inside, with also Seismic Wave very well in the picture, and just behind them comes Bob Back. Sombreval's improving to the rear, and Truculent is now the back marker. And it's Measure School making it from Sadlers Wells and Seismic Wave, the 2 Sangster runners. Shirkin is next, and then Bob Back. Then towards the inside is Daha. Towards the outside, making good progress, is Sombreval, as Altdorfer has dropped right out of it. They're racing past the chateau now towards the home turn, with Measure School in the lead on the inside. Measure School from Sadlers Wells, well there. Also well there is Seismic Wave just in behind him, and then comes Bob Back. But as they turn for home, it's Sadlers Wells and Pat Edery who go into the lead. Sadlers Wells now being pressed immediately towards the outside by Darshaan in the sheepskin noseband. Carolor in the centre with Rainbow Quest coming there fast. Seismic Wave over on the far side. It's Seismic Wave and Sadlers Wells. These 2 from Darshaan. Darshaan coming to challenge him on the near side. Rainbow Quest is under pressure. It's a wide open race. Sadlers Wells on the far side. Darshaan on the near side. Between horses is Rainbow Quest as they race up towards the line. It's Darshaan who's taking a fraction of advantage on the near side. Sadlers Werld is fighting back, but Darshaan is going to win it. Darshaan is the winner from Sadlers Werld. Second, Rainbow Quest third, and four was Truculent, and behind them came Wolfskin and Longnick, and then Seismic Wave and Carolor, and then Bob Black, and then Dahar, a total failure. Then came Pure Bucco, and behind Pure Bucco was Magic School, and then Congress Palace, and looking right back to last it was Jockey, and so the 1, 2, 3 in the 1984 Prix du Jockey Club. First, number 2, Darshaan, owned by His Highness the Aga Khan, trained by Alain Royer-Dupré and ridden by Yves Saint-Martin, his 7th triumph in this French classic. Second was number 13, Sadlers Werld, owned by Mr. Robert Sangster, trained by Vince Lebrun and ridden by Pat Edery. And third was number 1, Rainbow Quest, owned by Mr. Khaled Abdallah, trained by Jeremy Tree and ridden by Alain Leclerc. Fourth was Truculent, number 16. So, a 7th triumph in this great race for Yves Saint-Martin. Won it first in 1965, then 66, then 68, 1970, 78, 79, and his first triumph now since 1979 on this son of the English Derby winner Shirley Heights out of Chelsea by Abdos, who stayed on in tremendous style to finally wear down Sadlers Werld, who made such a brave attempt to make Robert Sangster the first owner in history to win 3 successive Prix du Jockey Clubs. Here is the official result. First, number 2, Darshaan. Second, number 13, Sadlers Werld. Third, number 1, Rainbow Quest. And fourth, number 16, Truculent.
Well, a really near miss for Robert Sangster in his hat-trick attempt. And Pat Edery really rode this horse, Sadlers Werld, like a stare. In the straight, early in the straight, as Magiscule dropped out, Pat kicked for home. That's him just 2 off the rails there with the white face. And as he came at the same time, Steve Corson burst through on the inside with Seismic Wave. And it was Seismic Wave who led here. But all the time, relentlessly, Yves Saint-Martin on the outside in the Aga Khan's colours, the horse with the noseband, was wearing these 2 down. The best of the British challengers was Rainbow Quest, with the white slaves coming under pressure there from Alain Leclerc. But it's here that Seismic Wave on the rails drops away, Barry Hill's runner. Sadlers Werld takes up the lead inside the 2 furlong marker, and for a moment looked like running. But here, as they pass the first post, he's just tying up a little bit, tiring and hanging to the left, so that Pat Edery, you see, has pulled his stick through to his left hand. Yves Saint-Martin has always had his whip in his left hand, and still looks as though he's a good half length down here with 100 yards to run. But no one knows Chantilly better. Yves puts his whip down. You can see that they're really cutting into the ground, holds his mount together beautifully, and slowly, relentlessly forges to the front in the last 50 yards or so. Rainbow Quest running on gallantly in 3rd place, and Sadlers Werld perhaps not quite getting the trip, because the further they go, the further Darshaan is going to win. So at the line, it's Darshaan the winner, Sadlers Werld 2nd, Rainbow Quest 3rd. So here's a check on it. Darshaan giving Yves Saint-Martin